There are two very special hidden entities. One's just called dot and the other one's called dot dot. What are they? What are they for? You'll find them in absolutely every directory that you ever see. They are aliases. Technically they're called links, but you don't know what links are yet because we haven't talked about links, but we're going to later. For now I'll just call them aliases or shortcuts or shorthand notation. And you'll find a dot and a dot dot alias in every directory. Let's have a look at what they mean. Dot is a shorthand for the current directory. Why would we ever need a shorthand for the current directory? Well, let's find out. I'll show you an example where that's quite useful. You recall that a couple of modules ago I moved a whole bunch of files into the /temp directory. What would happen if we wanted to get them back? Simply move them from where they are at the moment in the /temp directory back into this directory. Well, it sounds like a reasonably straightforward thing to do. Let's try it. We start by typing mv, and I believe the files I moved were all the files that begin with JJ, and they're in the, I've typed that wrong, they're in the /temp directory and they're JJ star. So that is an expression that represents all the files that begin with JJ in the /temp directory. And now I type in a space, and where do I want to put them? Well, I want to put them here in this directory. So I've got to now, I guess, type in the name of this directory. So what is the name of this directory? Well, let's see if I can remember it. It's /home, /mvirtue, /course, and so on. That probably is the name of the directory. But I had to do that from memory because my prompt wasn't being fully explicit about the name of it. Moreover, my prompt may not be showing me the name of this directory at all. And further to that, the name of the directory might be so long that it would be very cumbersome to type. So I can get rid of all of those objections by, instead of typing any of that, just simply typing the dot, which means move all of those files here. I can use the word dot to mean here, this current directory. Move them here. And then I press enter and do an ls, and there they all are. They came back again. It's times like that that the dot is an extremely time-saving little shorthand to always have at your disposal. Let's have a look at the other one, the dot dot. Now, dot dot is a shorthand for the parent directory. The parent directory is the directory above this one on the tree, or closer to the root, if you like. The directory that contains this directory, the directory of which this one is a sub-branch. Why might we want a parent directory shortcut? Well, we could do the following. We could say, move all the files that end in .txt into the parent directory. That's considerably easier than typing out the full name of the parent directory, even if we happen to know it, which we may not. It's also very, very easy to do the following. If I want to go into the parent directory from where I am now, I simply do cd ... and there I am in the directory above this one. And then I can continue doing cd ... and cd ... until I'm all the way back at the root directory. And I can even do an ls in the root directory and see what's there. Okay, that's fine. And now what if I do a cd ... on that? Well, it works in that you don't get an error message, but it doesn't actually take you anywhere. The parent directory of the root directory is still the root directory. It's just a little bit of trivia for you to know. Both the dot and the dot directory aliases or directory shorthands are treated as hidden, so you typically don't see them, but you just remember that they're there. Any person who's familiar with using the Unix shell will be very familiar with those two aliases and will use them quite regularly.